we have a toxic relationship. Hi, I'm Kathy Sandifer. I'm here to share with you the knowledge and research that I've done on toxic chemicals. So what exactly is a toxin? So I'm going to tell you what Webster says. Webster says a toxin is a poisonous substance produced within living cells or organisms. Okay, so toxins are poisonous to our body, right? So how do these poisons get into our body in the first place? There are two main toxins, and they are bacterial and chemical. Now, bacterial is something like botulism. So bacteria grew on a food we ate, and that's a toxin that got in our body and made us sick. The chemical poisons come from substances that our body is exposed to. So several years ago, 6.5 to be exact, from when I'm filming this, I woke up with severe pain on my right side. I mean, it doubled me over, but when I doubled over, it was so uncomfortable. I didn't want to double over. Ended up going to the ER. They immediately thought gallbladder and stones, but they did the test and ultrasound and there was no stones. So they gave me some medication which eased the pain. And then I was scheduled for a test to see if the gallbladder was still functioning, which my gallbladder passed. So my medical doctor just threw her arms up and said, I'm sending you to a specialist, a gastroenterologist. So I went to him, we talked things over. He did a trach down and found nothing. So here I was spending thousands of dollars, and the gastroenterologist's diagnosis was go gluten-free. Okay. I was glad not to be put on any extra medications. I'm not into that, but gluten-free. Okay. I'd never gone gluten-free before. That was a whole new way of eating to me, but I did it. It may have eased my pain some, but it still was there consistently. So I started my research. And what I found was a book called Wheat Belly by Dr. William Davis. If you look on my blog that I'll connect here, you can find a link and also get that book. But that book really opened my eyes up to exactly why wheat was causing me some issues. So one thing is wheat that is used in our breads now has been genetically modified. There's been things added to the seed and the stalk to make it different from the original wheat, which did not have gluten in it. So it's been genetically modified. The other thing is the pesticides that are used to reduce weeds in the fields, as well as they use a certain pesticide to make the wheat finish growing and to maturity so they can harvest it quicker. So they're doing chemicals during and right at harvest time on our wheats. So that was a real eye-opener to me, which then made me start thinking what other chemicals are in our foods, not just breads and wheat. There are toxic chemicals in other foods. So I began reading labels. Okay. When I first started, there were these words on these labels that I couldn't even pronounce, and I had no idea what they were. So I decided I'm going to take those words, put dangers of in front of that long word that I couldn't pronounce, and Google it. Opened my eyes. I no longer purchase the prepared food bags. I have pretty much switched to buying fresh produce and fruits and meats, not from the grocery store, but from people who I know where they're raised. So that's made a difference. But it also made me begin to wonder, okay, it's not just the food I'm eating. What about the products I'm using in my home? I started reading those labels too, but that's for the next video. So my journey on toxic chemicals will continue. I want you to, though, to take some action here If you want to learn more about the toxic chemicals in our products, make sure and I'm going to invite you to join my Facebook group called Moms Ditching Toxins for Wellness. And I would also like to put below this link a Women Apply Toxic Chemicals Daily using these 4 products. It's a guide you can read. So check out both of those and we will talk later. Thanks for joining.